Hi guys, it's Mac Million within the dark room with Mac Photos. Thanks for stopping by and joining me for another episode here today. Where today I'm going to be sharing with you two techniques for cleaning up a white background. The first technique I'm going to share with you is going to be more of a natural cleanup, and the second is going to be that white infinity background look. So let's hop on over to Photoshop and have a look. Hi guys, here we are over in Photoshop, where today I'm going to show you two ways of cleaning up a white background. First technique I'm going to show you is going to be more of a natural cleanup. It's often used when you look at published fashion work or fashion cataloging. The second way is going to be more of an infinite look to it, often used whenever we look at cataloging or e-commerce used on the internet for advertising. So to get started with that first look, we will create a blank layer. On this blank layer, we're going to select our brush tool. We're going to ensure that we have a soft brush. We've got this brush set at a hardness of 0. Going back to our image, what we want to do is we want to click on the Alt or Command key and select the whitest area of the background that we can find. This seems like it would be our cleanest or whitest area here. So I will click there to sample that area of white there. What we want to do is go to our flow here and ensure that our brush has a flow of 1%. And if we zoom in to take a closer look here, you'll notice some shadowing on the floor or light fall off, as well as some of the scuff marks from the shoes on the white seamless paper. As we move around the image, you can see some of that fall off here. It looks kind of bluish around the edges. You always want to take a close look in your corners. You will more than likely see any light fall off around the corners there. And we're going to zoom back out and begin cleaning up those areas here. With our brush set at a flow of 1, we're able to just go in and color in our white to those areas. And since we're using a soft brush, our transitions will be smooth and subtle here. Okay, and we can resize the brush however we need to clean up our areas there. And you'll notice that, yeah, I'm going over the model skin there just to get in close. And I'll show you how we clean all of that up. Lastly, we will do the cleanup on the floor here. And notice that I'm just kind of subtly going across the bottom there. Okay. So what we've done is we've basically cleaned up a lot of those scuff marks and areas around the floor. But with this look, we keep this look two-dimensional. So we still have the perception of a back wall or background, as well as the shading or fall off of the floor, which keeps this two-dimensional. Going to do a little more cleanup here and make sure we do some cleanup right there in the areas between the legs there. Alright, so to clean this up, we're going to switch to the eraser tool, and we're going to go back over our subject here. There again, this doesn't have to be all that detailed. Because we use a soft brush to do our cleanup, When we come back over our edges, it's nothing that has to be done in great detail. And we just make sure we erase any of that painting we did over the model skin. Okay, so there we have it. And to check the work, we'll turn our layer off and on just to make sure we didn't miss anything in bringing back the detail in our subject there. Okay, so there we have it. This is that first look, very natural look. It maintains the two-dimensionality of the image. We still have the perception of there being a back wall as well as the subject standing on the floor there. Okay, we will turn this layer off and we're going to go to that next look, that infinity look. There again, this is a look you will see frequently when you see apparel being cataloged online or on the internet. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing. We are going to create a blank layer. We're going to select our brush tool. This time we are going to change the flow of our brush all the way up to 100%. There again, using a soft brush, hardness at 0, and we'll pick the appropriate size of our brush as we go along. You'll hit the Alt or Command key to sample the cleanest or whitest area you can find. We will sample that area. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go over our entire image here. You'll notice that, again, I'm going over the model or subject here. We'll do the same thing in cleaning this up as we did before. Probably taking a little more time doing this and demonstrating it. But once you start using this technique, it's something that you'll do fairly quickly. It will become very routine for you. So since we've gone over the entire image, we will do the same thing. We'll switch over to our eraser. And we'll begin to go back over our subject, bring back the detail that we had gone over. You want to go over all the little hairs to make sure you bring back all the little stray or fine hairs there. And I actually love doing this technique. And let's see here, we'll bring back the heel there. Now one of the things you will notice, especially around the bottom of the image as you do this, you will have some haloing that occurs here. And I'll show you how we'll clean that up. But this is basically the look of that infinite or infinity white. And the look of this infinity white is, it appears like the subject is floating in space or standing in space. There's no real context of there being a wall or background or floor. They just look like they're standing in space. Now, as I mentioned before, one of the things you'll want to be conscious of here as you bring back detail, you will begin to get some haloing around the subject. And to clean this up, and we just kind of do a back and forth thing. We'll go back to our brush. We'll downsize the brush so that we can come in closer and clean up and get rid of the haloing there around the subject. And we might go into the subject, but we'll go back and do the same thing as we did before with a smaller brush size. to do more cleanup. Otherwise, it will look like we shot this model with a ring flash. So, okay, just checking, see if we have any more areas here. And with this technique, it does take a little more time as far as your cleanup than it does with that first look or that natural look, but still a pretty quick and easy way to obtain that infinity look here. So what I've done here is switch back over to my eraser, and we can downsize the eraser to just ensure that we've got detail on a subject. So make sure we bring back the detail of the shoes there and all of our edges. And you can just kind of resize the eraser and the brush as we go through here. And that looks pretty good. Okay. So there we are with that second look, that infinity white look. We will turn our layer off and on to check the work. That way we can see any areas that we maybe missed, and we need to go back over that area there. And we are basically done here. But there again, this infinity look gives, us this glowing white background and really makes the apparel that's being advertised stand out there. Clean up that shoulder and we're done. Okay. Well, definitely, I hope you're able to take away some additional tools here as far as how to clean up a white background. We have the two looks here. That first look, more of a natural look, more of a two-dimensional look. And lastly, that infinity look. Till the next time, see you on the other side. Shooting on a white background is truly one of those foundational key skills that you'll want to hone and develop as a photographer, particularly if you're going to do any commercial or advertising photography work. As usual, I hope this episode has been beneficial and that you're able to take away some techniques to add to your arsenal of tools. Until the next time, get out there, get shooting, and remember, make every shot count.